Hey everyone, it's Carissa Wiley at sprinkledwithglitter.com. Thanks for joining me today. Today I am creating a bright and colorful stamped card that features multicolor stamping, and I'm using the brand new release from Kristina, Werner, and Concord and Ninth. I absolutely love the spring vibes of this release, and I thought I would just quickly walk you through the products that are available. I will have all of these products linked in the YouTube description below, so if you're looking for something in particular, be sure you check there. There are some great greeting stamp and die sets in this collection, and I absolutely love this encouraging words stamp and coordinating die set. This has some really unique dies included along with the coordinating dies. There's also kind of some standalone sentiment dies that are really fun. This is the Simple Flowers Stamp and Coordinating Die Set. You can see these really fun and funky florals that I'll be featuring today, along with some great sentiments in this. The die set features some dies that can be used as standalones as well as coordinating sentiment dies. And then there is the Simple Flowers Stencil. These 6x9 stencils create an entire background. Last but not least is the Simple Dots background stamp. This is a 6x6 background stamp that can be used for so many things, and I'm going to be featuring that today as well. So I'm going to start out by doing my multicolored stamping using these Simple Flowers. Now this technique works really great for solid type stamps like these florals here. So I'm arranging a few of them in my Misty stamping tool, and you're going to see that the first time that I actually go through this process, I use one technique and I didn't really love the results. I'm going to start out by kind of conditioning my stamps by running my hands over them. These are brand new solid stamps, so you may want to condition them before you start using them. And I'm inking up with Dragonfruit ink. Now, before I stamp these, I'm going to actually remove some of the ink away from the outer edges of these stamps using a blending brush. And that's because I want to bring in a little bit of yellow color on the outer edges. Now, I didn't get a great stamping on this, and I wasn't surprised at all because of the solid nature of these and the first time stamping, but I'm going to ink up just the centers of these again using a blending brush and that Dragonfruit ink. Now here's where the multicolor stamping comes in. I am going to take a blending brush and the sunflower ink, and I'm going to ink just around the edges of these stamps. Now, back in the day, we did this with kind of rock and roll stamping where you would place the stamp on a block and you would roll the outside of the stamp in the ink that you wanted on the outer edges. Now you can see that I did not get a great intensity of this yellow ink, and that is because I stamped with that Dragonfruit ink from the very get-go, and this time I decided to kind of change up my technique to get more of the results that I'm wanting. So I went ahead and rotated my cardstock and I cleaned my stamps, not very well because you can see some of that pink come through when I stamp. And this time I'm starting out by inking the edges of my stamps using the sunflower ink, and I applied that with an ink blending tool. Then I'm going in with the Dragonfruit ink, and this time I'm applying it to the stamp using a blending brush, and I'm kind of trying to concentrate the ink towards the center of the stamp and allowing it to kind of fade out as I work my way out from the center of the stamp. This is going to keep that Dragonfruit ink from overtaking the sunflower that I've already applied on the outer edge. Now, to intensify the center of these florals, I'm going to bring in Wildberry and a smaller ink blending brush, and I'm inking just the center of these florals. So I'm not even working all the way to the outer edge like I did with the Dragonfruit. I'm just concentrating that Wildberry in the center. Now, because I am putting this ink onto the stamp using a blending brush rather than kind of pouncing the pad onto the stamp, it will take a couple of times of applying the ink and stamping onto the cardstock to build the intensity of the color. Now, I decided I wanted to intensify that sunflower ink around the edge. So again, I'm taking a small ink blending brush, adding some of that sunflower ink around the edges of the stamp, and then I'm going to stamp onto my cardstock. And this gave me more of the result that I was looking for. It almost gives like maybe a faux watercolor or kind of like a tie-dye vibe to these stamped images. Now for these smaller florals, I'm going to use the sunflower ink again, this time applying it with a blending tool to the entire surface of the stamp. And then I'm going to bring in clementine ink and I'm going to ink the center of these smaller florals. I'm going to stamp that, and then once again, I'm going to intensify that by adding another layer of that clementine ink towards the center of my florals and stamp again. Now I decided I wanted a little more intensity, so once again, repeating that process, and I probably could have bumped up the contrast on these by using a couple of inks that were a little further apart. Now for the leaves, I'm stamping those in grasshopper ink. I just inked the entire stamp this time, and now I'm coming in with artichoke ink and I'm adding some of this ink to the outer edges, kind of in a more blotchy fashion, and then stamping right on top of that previously stamped image. I'm going to intensify a couple of areas and then stamp again. Now for the centers, I've grabbed the spiced cider ink and I'm stamping the center of these florals using that spiced cider ink. These flower centers would also be really fun in a metallic ink or a dark gray ink to bring a little more contrast. Now, once all of my stamping is done, I'm going to grab the coordinating dies and I'm lining them up with the stamped images on my paper. I'm holding them in place using the magnetic shim of my Anna Griffin Impress machine, but if you don't have something like that in your die cutting sandwich, you can always use some repositionable tape to hold your dies in place as you run those through your die cut machine. You can see I have these fabulous florals, and I'm going to finish cutting out the rest of those, and then I'm going to start arranging them on my work surface. I'm just kind of building an arrangement that I find pleasing. I have this little tiny leaf that I kind of was not sure where to put it, and I moved it around a few times. And when I get this arrangement exactly how I wanted, I decided I didn't want to try to put this back together. Even if I had taken a photo or something, I felt like everything was just right and I didn't want to move anything. So I grabbed my Concord and 9th turnabout jig. This is kind of a clear sticky mat. And I picked up this entire arrangement using this clear sticky mat. And because it's clear, I'm going to be able to position this onto my card without having to move anything. Now that my florals are ready to go, I'm going to work on my sentiment. So I'm grabbing the encouraging words stamp set. I'm using this large greeting that says, "Hope today is a good day." That's a perfect greeting for anything. I'm placing this in my Misty stamping tool and I'm inking this up with some VersaFine Clair Nocturne pigment ink. This is a nice rich black pigment ink, and I'm going to stamp it, and I decided I wanted to stamp it a second time. I'm not using very much pressure on this stamp because I don't want to blow out the lines in any way. So I'm going to open up my Misty stamping tool, re-ink the stamp, and stamp again. And then in order to keep this black pigment ink from smearing and to kind of intensify the shine and the richness of this black ink, I'm going to add a layer of super fine detail clear embossing powder over the top, and I'm going to heat set that. And you can see it gives this sentiment a little bit of shine, and I love the way this turned out. I used the coordinating die to die cut that out, and then I die cut a second layer, and I'm going to stack these up just to give that die cut sentiment a little stability. So I'm adding some liquid glue on top of that layer that's die cut from plain white cardstock and laying my stamped and embossed greeting right over the top. I'm using my fingers to kind of make sure that my edges are perfectly lined up, and then I'll place a heavy block over the top. Now I'm also die cutting a frame from some champagne foil cardstock from Concord and 9th. This is the A2 frame die set from Kristina Werner's line, and I'm going to set that aside. I wasn't totally sure I would use it, but I end up using it, and I love the way I used it. Now I have the Simple Dots background stamp, and I decided I wanted just a little bit of this and for it to kind of fade off on my card front. So I'm inking up just portions of the stamp with some cobblestone ink, and I'm using a blending brush to add that ink just so I can control where I'm putting the ink and not have full intensity. Then I'm going to take my card front and lay it right on top of that. Now, I kind of missed that lower right-hand corner where I wanted a little more ink. So I inked up a few of those dots again with my blending brush and then just kind of flipped my stamp over and lined it up where I wanted it and just kind of pressed it down to add a few more dots and a little more texture. Now I've taken that all-in-one turnabout jig that has all of my florals arranged on it. I've added some foam adhesive to the back of these stamped and die cut images. And once I've removed the backer from the foam adhesive, I can lay this right over my card front and press those florals down and then remove that sticky mat to have all of my florals perfectly positioned. I'll also add my sentiment here with some foam adhesive. I actually have a double layer of foam adhesive on the back right side of this sentiment and a single layer of foam adhesive where it overlaps those florals that are already on the card. Now for the sub-sentiment, I am grabbing this "You've Got This" sentiment from the Encouraging Words stamp set, and I'm stamping it using sunflower ink on honeycomb cardstock and then using the coordinating die cut to die cut this out. I will also die cut a second layer of this, again to add a little bit of heft and weight to this on my card front. I'm just adding a little bit of liquid glue to the front side of that plain die cut and stacking my stamped layer right on top. I wanted to add this frame onto my card, but also I knew that it was a little bit lightweight using that champagne cardstock. So I've die cut 2 additional frame layers and I've trimmed the corners off of one, or that single corner off of the first layer. I'm adding some liquid glue and stacking this on top of that other layer of white frame there. And then I'm going to trim off the excess again. So basically I'm just going to have a double layer on the back right side of this frame when I complete it. And that's because that's the part that's not going to overlap with my florals. And I really felt like it needed something to make it a little more sturdy on my card, because it is going to kind of be like breezy in the wind a little, if that makes sense. So I'm going to add some liquid glue to the front of that trimmed down double layer frame, add it to the back of my champagne foil cardstock, and then I'll add some liquid glue to the back of this where it will overlap those florals, and I'll place this onto my card front. Now I did add a couple little tiny areas of foam adhesive on some of those areas that are not overlapping the florals to kind of help this stick down and to give it a little support behind that right side of this frame, because it is just kind of hanging off there because there is a difference in dimension between that florals and the frame. And so I just added a couple little pieces of foam adhesive to kind of help that out. Now I added this sub-sentiment kind of in a vertical fashion alongside of that larger sentiment there. I thought that was kind of something fun and different. And then I took this entire card front and added it onto a pebble card base. I also added some sparkling clear sequins onto this card, and then I used a white Jelly Roll number 10 pen to add a few little white details to these stamped florals. And that finishes off my card for today. I absolutely love this multicolor stamping technique, and I love the asymmetrical design of this card. I think it's so much fun. It's bold, it's a little bit different, but I think it's a winner. Let me know in the comments below what you think. I know that vertical sentiment, it's a little different, but let me know. Do you like that? Is that something you would try, or are you a pass on that one? Now, as always, I will have links to the featured products used in this project in the description at YouTube. So if you're looking for something in particular, be sure you check there. Or you can head on over to my blog at sprinkledwithglitter.com. Over there, you'll find more still shots, more information, and a complete list of supplies. You'll find a link to sprinkledwithglitter.com and this post in the YouTube description below. As always, I want to say thanks so much for stopping by and hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this project, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications here so you don't miss any of my paper crafting and card making video tutorials, as well as my Carissa Crafts live stream broadcasts. Thanks again for watching. I'm so glad you're here, and until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day.